just imagine this for a second. Reports are flying in that a massive military conflict isn't just a possibility, it's literally hours, maybe even minutes, away from kicking off. Today, we're going to dive deep into the story of a war that was stopped at the absolute 11th hour, and how that one single decision sent shockwaves that, well, are still being felt today. So this is the big question we're going to try and unpack. It's a wild story of military posturing, super high-stakes diplomacy, and a last-minute reversal that had the entire world holding its breath. What on earth happened in those final critical moments? And let me tell you, the signs were unmistakable. Media outlets all over the world, citing intelligence sources, started reporting that a U.S. attack on Iran was imminent. The situation was escalating so fast, and it really seemed like we were right on the brink. And look, we're not just talking about moving some troops around. No, we're talking about bombers being fueled up, fighter jets on the tarmac, and commanders just waiting for that final go order. This was as real and as serious as it gets. And then this happens. This report from journalist Mario Nawfal just lit up the news cycle. And that phrase, pulled the plug minutes before execution, man, it just perfectly captures the drama. The operation was live, it was a go, and then suddenly, it was off. So the big question is, why? Right? Why go all the way to the very edge, get the entire military machine revved up and ready to go, only to call it all off? This wasn't some change of heart over a few days. This was a split-second decision. Let's dig into the reasons that have come out since. Okay, so here was the strategic pickle they were in. On one side, you've got this stark warning that Iran wasn't just going to sit there and take a punch, it was going to hit back hard. And there was a real worry that the U.S. didn't have enough firepower in the region to handle a full-blown counterattack. But on the other side, there was no clear path to victory. And this is absolutely crucial. The advisors, they couldn't guarantee what would happen after the first strikes. Could they promise a quick, clean hit that would topple the regime? The answer was a flat-out no. And without that guarantee, the risk of getting bogged down in a long, messy war with no obvious exit strategy was just way too high. Now here's the thing. Even though the strike never actually happened, the threat of it, well, that was more than enough to send the entire region into a total frenzy. See, countries don't wait for confirmation when things get this serious. They react to credible threats. Let's look at the concrete steps they took. These right here, these are the telltale signs that governments are bracing for the worst. First, Iran itself just shut down its airspace for 5 solid hours. Then, the allies started pulling their people out. The UK recalled its entire diplomatic staff. And then a whole bunch of other countries, Spain, Poland, Italy, India, put out these urgent warnings for their citizens to get out and get out now. These aren't just suggestions. These are full-on emergency protocols. Closing your airspace is one of the clearest signals you can possibly send that you're expecting military action. You do it for 2 reasons: to protect civilian planes from getting caught in the crossfire, and to give your own air force total freedom to move. When a country does this, you better believe the world is paying attention. So, in the middle of all this chaos, all the key players in the region had to put their cards on the table. And Pakistan, well, they were unequivocal. Their Foreign Office spokesperson made it crystal clear. No part of Pakistan, not its land, not its skies, would be used as a launching pad for any kind of military action against its neighbor, Iran. Okay, this right here is where the story takes a really fascinating and honestly unexpected turn. Because the fallout from this averted crisis wasn't just about the immediate tensions. It actually started to redraw the entire geopolitical map of South Asia in a way that I don't think anyone saw coming. And this analysis from the journalist Fareed Zakaria, wow, it gets right to the heart of it. He basically argues that the personal political style of the U.S. president caused this huge shift, opening a brand new door for Pakistan, while at the same time ringing what he called a danger bell for India. Just look at the contrast here. It's night and day. The relationship with India started to cool down, with Washington reportedly feeling that Prime Minister Modi hadn't given President Trump enough public credit for helping de-escalate an earlier conflict. And the result? A huge trade deal got stalled, apparently because of what one official called a bruised ego. And at the very same time, the relationship with Pakistan started to warm up, now being seen as a transactional partner, with its leaders viewed as being really skilled at navigating the new political reality in Washington. So what's the bottom line here? It suggests that this whole shift wasn't really about decades of carefully crafted foreign policy or complex strategic plans. Nope. According to this analysis, it was about personalities, about who got credit, and about personal relationships. It's a stark reminder of how quickly established alliances can get turned on their head when personal politics become the main driver. So where does that leave us today? A massive war was avoided, which is good, but the ripple effects completely changed the power dynamics in a supercritical region. And those underlying tensions, the ones that brought everyone to the brink in the first place, yeah, they haven't gone anywhere. That sense of relief after the stand-down was real, but it was also temporary. The same sources that first reported on the imminent strike are also warning that the fundamental conflict is still very much unresolved. The whole situation is still on a knife's edge. And this is really the thought I want to leave you with. A single decision, made in just a few minutes, prevented a potentially devastating war. But in doing so, did it accidentally trigger a huge strategic realignment? One with consequences that are going to last a lot longer than the crisis itself? It's definitely something to think about.